Hey everyone, welcome to this session. I'm sorry we're a couple minutes late, but we had some technical issues, but we are here now. Yeah, welcome. We just start by now just bringing out some screenshots, some spreadsheet. Let me check. 1 second. This. One second. What? All right, so this is my investment Dominator. Can everyone see my screen? Can you say hello in the chat? Make sure that you can see my screen. Okay, thank you, Pedro. Excellent. So basically on this call, Oh my God, I got muted again. What happened? I'm so sorry. I was talking and talking. Did anyone did I speak about the so Frank asked about the 2.0. What version is this? This is called the Investment Dominator 2.0. So this is the new version of the Investment Dominator. I was explaining that that we are transitioning from the legacy version, which is the older version that. So right now we have two versions going on right now: the legacy and the 2.0. New users only know this 2.0 version. Existing users have access to both, but we are looking to transition into this LPG 2.0 version, right? We didn't want to simply cut off access to the legacy version right away because we want everyone to get eased into this new version, and that's why we have these calls, and we are going to have calls over the next few weeks to show everyone these new features, and there might be a couple of changes to the layout, but trust me, everything is here and even more than before, and it looks a lot better. It runs a lot better. So, can you show the legacy version? I suppose I can. Let me just quickly show you. Again, new users don't have access to the legacy version. We only want you to know the new version. But this is how the Investment Dominator used to look like, right? And now, so existing users, maybe some of you already have the system for some time, and you're used to this version, right? But we want everyone to move over to the 2.0 version. Okay, so I'm gonna move to the 2.0 version, and we want to go over so this first part of the session, we want to go over the onboarding, right? So we want everyone to get to enter their company information, because before you can send out letters and really do much in the system, you want to finish your setup process, which includes just entering your company information, right? You need to fill out your phone numbers, your email address, your mailing address, all of that information. And I want to show you where you're going to do all that and set up your websites, right? I have this. How do I move to the version 2? Oh, I'm so sorry. So I guess I forgot. So the new you should have received emails about this. You should have the access to the login page. If you have trouble, I guess what we can do is have you open up a ticket, and then we'll be sure to send you the link. But I think you want to check your inboxes for Investment Dominator news, because yeah, it is a different login. You see, it says B2 here, so it is a different login. So if you have problems, you submit a ticket, go to help, and then submit a ticket here, and then I guess that, well, this is the new version, but it's the same thing. So if I go to the legacy, yeah, I go to help and then create a support ticket. You can submit a ticket. We'll be sure to send you the link. Okay. And now, Stephen, you have a ticket about domain names. Let me. So right now, of course, we're on a live call. I'm not sure I can check individually your ticket, but I'll be sure to just write a note here to check after a call. Make sure that I have I check on that. Okay. Just let me put a note here about domains. Okay. All right. So right now, what I want to show everyone is the onboarding. So let's just go ahead. So what the information that we want to fill out is in your profile section and under the settings section. Okay. So I want to go to profile first, In here, we are going to put your name here. So just enter your name or how you want to be addressed on the letters. So this information is taken is going to be on the letters. So if you want to have something different here, just change your name here, and it will change on the letters. Okay, it will be displayed on the letters. You can upload your own profile picture here, right? So you can have like your team, and everyone can have their own profiles. And I should note that you can add new other people into the system, so you all work at the same time, right? You can add several users. Next up, we have the signature. So this is a marketing signature. This is going to be on the letters as well, right? So you have different ways to upload a signature. So you can generate a signature here. So if I click on this button, you have the two options. You can type your name or draw it. If you're good with drawing things, you can just put your own name here. I am really bad, so I'm going to just type it, right? So I'm going to put my own name here, and then you have a couple of different fonts to choose from. You select the one you like best, right? And this is going to be your new signature. So I'm just going to click confirm. That will set my new signature here. And then the other option you have, so if you prefer to have your real signature here, you're going to go to actions and then replace, and then you can upload your own signature like as a picture. So you will have to scan your signature as a picture, and then come back here and upload it. Okay, those are the three options you have to be your signature, and it is going to be on the letters. And again, it's a marketing signature; it's not legally binding, so it can just be like a signature like I'm showing you here. This is not my real signature, but I think it looks good, right? So next up, we have the time zone. So just enter your own personal time zone here. Later on, we'll have a company time zone, which is like the hours the company operates in. So here you want to put your own time zone, and then later on, we'll have company time zone, right? The username, the email and / username, so you can change it here. If you want to change the email that you use to log in, just be careful. Be sure. So if you change it here, the next time you log in, it's going to change your login username. So make sure it's a real email. Make sure that you remember that you change it, right? Because later on, you can still submit a ticket, and we'll help you, change it or anything. But this is where you change it, okay? Same with the password. So you have the option to change the password to something else here. Just please change password and just enter your new password, okay? And lastly, we have primary phone. So primary phone is your own personal cell phone. This is not the company cell phone. So it can be your personal, and it's fine. It's just, you have a phone record for all of your users, right? So it's completely fine. I'm just going to leave it like that. The other two sections are not something I would recommend change it right away. So if I go to views, I can change the way each of the sections of the system works. So I can change we have 3 different views. It's called the list view, the card view, and the calendar view for each of the sections. So we have properties, owner financing notes, contacts, and tasks. So I can actually choose it, but I think the default works best. But you can test out the list view and even the calendar view. Maybe the calendar is good for tasks and stuff like that. For now, if you're brand new, I would say just stick with the default. But do know that this is where you change the default looks. Then lastly, we have notifications. So whenever somebody submits a new offer request on your website, you can get a notification in different ways. You can get an email notification. You can get an SMS notification, or if you install the mobile app on your cell phone, right? We have an investment Dominator mobile app that you can download on iOS and Android. And then whenever somebody submits a new offer request on your website, or you have a new prospect, when somebody fills out your what's called the other page is it this time on the selling website, the opt-in page is called, right? That will create a new marketing prospect. So that's a good question, Pedro. Yes, you can have all 3 if you want to get all 3, or just So I just selected mobile app because I don't want my email to get cluttered. But if you want to get, all of them, you can just check them all, right? So that's why we have this option here, and it's up to your preference, right? You want to get an email every time. I think the email is very valuable, just so you have like the link to the each time you get a new offer request. So yes, I would recommend you consider that. I'm just gonna keep it with the mobile app, but it's up to everyone what preference you have, right? That's going to be it from the profile section. Okay. Next up, we want to go to settings here. Okay. So we go to settings, and then we're going to start with the buying company settings. All right. So I'm going to click here, and then the first field is company name. So you want to everyone that's brand new, you want to go through the training, right? And part of the training is you want to set up a company. Ideally, set up a company. There's just benefits to having a company set up. If you already have a company that you plan to use for this business, just enter it here. If you don't have one yet, what you can do is DBA and then just put your own name here. You can start sending letters like this while you work on setting up your company, right? That's the general recommendation we can provide. But yeah, this is just the field where you will enter your company name. The next field or fields are company address or address. So I'm just going to click on this button to edit, and then it will pop out address, city, state, and zip code. Now, by default, this is most likely going to have your home address, which you don't want to use. Okay, so our recommendation for everyone is don't use these. The reason to not use your home address is because it's going to be the return address for each letter that you send. So if you're sending thousands of letters, all those people will get your home address. I don't think it's a good idea. Some people already have like PO boxes. Maybe you have an office space or somewhere where you can receive letters. If you have that, just enter it here, and it's perfectly fine. The other recommendation we can provide is that you use a virtual mailing address. Okay, so the virtual mailing address is a service that you sign up for, where you basically receive an address from them, and then any letters that you get to that address, they will be scanned and then sent to your email address. So you're not gonna get the physical copy. You're just gonna get an email address with the letters scanned, right? So you can answer to any messages. It's very convenient because you don't even have to go pick up the letters. So and it's relatively inexpensive. So I think the recommendation is called lpgmailbox.com, which is anytime mailbox. That's the company we recommend. You can just compare the different options. There's a lot of options out there. And then whatever address you get from them, just put it here. So just put the whatever address they provided, the city, state, and the zip code, and then that's how you want to do that. Okay, so I'm just going to move on. The next one is company email. So with company email, it's going to be a similar situation. Do you already have an email? Here, most likely yes, but if you are new to this business, brand new, you probably put your personal email address, right? I would recommend you create a business email address, right? Usually it's something related to your company, right? So just if you create a company, you create an email, related to your company name, right? That doesn't necessarily have to be, but you do. My recommendation straight away is just create a business email address. That's what I can say, right? So do that. By the way, you can use a free Gmail account or a Yahoo or whichever free service you use. So you don't have to get like a domain and a personalized email like this. You can, if you prefer that. There might be. It might look like a little bit more professional, but if you don't want to deal with having to purchase that, having to set it up and everything, you can get like a free Gmail and it just works just as well. Okay. All right. Next up, we have company phone number, right? So again, this one, we just take what's on file and put it here. So it will probably have your own cell phone number, right? Our recommendation is also you don't mix up, your personal cell phone number with your business. There are the way we recommend you set it up, right, is to actually get like what's called virtual phone lines, because we don't recommend you only get one line. We recommend you get 3 different lines if possible, right? So right now you only see company phone here, but we also have the offer phone here to the right. I'm going to talk about it later. And then under selling, the selling side of the business, we also have a third line, which is the selling side phone number or the cash line. So there's real advantages to having those 3 different phone numbers here. I would recommend you consider setting up like that. And you don't have to get like 3 different cell phones or 3 different real lines. You can download an app such as Open Phone, which is what we recommend you actually use. That's like an app on your cell phone where you can purchase those virtual lines, and then whenever somebody calls those lines, it will ring on your phone just as if it was a real, like a physical, like a cell phone line, right? So our recommendation is consider signing up for Open Phone, getting those 3 virtual lines, and then just put that first line, which is called the offer request line. The company phone is also called the offer request line. This is the number that's going to be printed on the first letter that you send to people, right? It's called the neutral letter. And basically on that letter, what you're going to say is, I want to make an offer for any properties you may own. If you are interested in receiving an offer from me, just call me to this number or go to my website and submit an offer request, right? And that's how you initiate like an offer, because they called you back. They are interested in getting an offer, right? So this is the phone number that's going to ring each time. And that's why we have the different lines. If you only have one line, you won't know what the call is about when you pick up the phone, right? This line, you also eventually you can actually have this call be taken by a call center, because you're just requesting information. What's going to happen on this call, on the offer request call, is you're going to be requesting or confirming the information on the property, confirming that the information is accurate, right? And that's why, since it's always the same thing, you can actually have a call center take care of those calls for you, right? So hopefully I didn't go, I didn't confuse you with this, but the thing is, ideally get a virtual phone service with Open Phone, and if you get those 3 lines, put the first line here, and then the second line goes under offer phone, and the third line goes under selling side phone. Okay. Next up, we have the company fax. So if you have a fax machine and you plan to use it, just put the number here. And this is a company time zone. So remember when I was talking about your own time zone, if you plan to work different hours, you can set the company time zone here, right? So this does affect what's on the letters. You basically say, we work 9 to 5 Mountain Time, if I leave it like this, right? So if you plan to work Eastern, just change it here, or whatever time zone you use. Just select the correct one, right? We have Arizona time. I think Central is -4. Yeah, okay, that's -5 Eastern Central, and then Central should be -4 Eastern time. See? All right. So I'm just gonna leave it Mountain Time myself, but yeah. Next up, we have real estate agent / broker disclosure. Okay, so if you are a real estate agent or a broker, you will be required to disclose it when you first contact people, right? So you have to say yes here, and then write up the disclosure here. So you need to get like a legal disclosure. Figure out. You will have to talk to an attorney. Be sure that this disclosure it is going to be printed at the bottom of the letters, and then make sure that it's legal, right? So you're not doing anything illegal, sending those letters, right? So if you're not the real estate agent, though, you can just leave that to no, and it's completely fine, right? So this is an exception to people who are actual real estate agents. Okay. Next up, the company offer email. So you do have the option to have a second email, right? One exclusive to just offers. What we mean by offers is this email is not going to be advertised anywhere except on the offers that you're sending, right? So you're going to send an what's called the offer package. That's like an oversized envelope with a cover letter, an actual offer letter with an offer amount. I offer you this much for your property, and basically on the letter it says if you have questions or you just want to accept my offer, or you have questions about the offer, you can send me an email here, or you can call this offer phone number, right? So if this offer phone rings, it's because you have made an offer to someone and they have questions, or maybe they are accepting your offer. So this is an important phone call that you want to pick up, right? Make sure to pick up. And then you have the option to also have a second offer email. Now, on the email, I don't think it's necessary to create 3 different email addresses personally. You have the option if you prefer, you want to be really clean and just keeping 3 different inboxes. You can do that. You can also use the same one. You see how I have the same email on both, and it's fine. It's I don't think you're gonna get like as many emails. On the phone number, it is very important to keep them separate. On the email, I don't think it's as important, in my opinion. So you can just create one email address, business email address, and then just use it for all 3. Okay. So I already talked about the offer phone number. So again, this number will not randomly ring because it's not advertised on your website. It's not advertised on any letter except the offers, right? The company notes, that's just your company information. If you want to fill it out, it's optional. You can leave it blank like I did here. It doesn't really change anything. I'm going to go to selling. Now let's go to the selling part of your business, right? We have here the company name. So the company name is going to generally be the same as you're buying. So you don't need to create 2 different companies for this, right? Just create one, and you can use the same company name for both buying and selling. So I'm gonna share the same one, right? And then we have company email. Again, if you get like a third email address, you can put it here, but it's not necessary. The tax ID type, if you get an EIN number, you can put it here when you set up your LLC. And then the company phone. This is the last one, right? The selling site phone number. This phone number is what people would call when you have listings. You're going to have properties under contract. You're getting ready to sell those properties, right? You're going to be advertising those properties online, and you're going to be advertising this phone number. All right. So this phone number will ring because somebody is interested in purchasing a property that you're actively selling, right? That's why people will call you, because they saw the property you're selling, and they want to talk to you. They're showing interest. So this is also a phone call you want to pick up. It's very important because it's the one where you make the cash, right? So that's why again, you want to have those separate phone numbers, because if this phone number rings, it's about a property that you're selling, right? If you're sharing the same phone number for all 3 different parts of the business, you won't know what the call is for when you first pick up the phone number, right? So that's just my recommendation, and I think that's the general rule. How we would recommend you set it up, the system, right? And the last one we have is the websites. Okay, you already have 2 websites when you sign up for the Investment Dominator. You have a buying site and a selling site. The buying site is where you purchase properties from people, and the selling site is where you sell properties to other people. Hopefully that makes sense. You buy. We call the buying site where you yourself buy properties, and the selling side where you yourself are selling properties, right? That's how we call this thing. So if I head over to the website section here, right, I'm going to skip this. This account is just to set up your, your subscriptions. If you want to change your, the subscription you're paying, you can change it here. Campaigns is if you want to change your campaigns. You will have some default letters here. So you have the option to customize them as well. The records, that's also for customizing statuses and stages. This is not something like brand new students would deal with. That's why I didn't want to talk about it. But you do need to set up your websites, okay? You need to set up both websites, or at least the buying side, right? Technically, you need to set up the selling site right away, unless you have properties to sell and you're preparing to sell properties, right? But you can do it from the beginning. I mean, if you just want to set both websites, just be ready for when you actually have a property to sell. You already have your website set up, right? So this is where you would go and set it up. So you can go. Basically, you have two options of getting a domain. Okay. Some people already come and you already have a domain, right? Maybe you already were in this business and you're switching to the investment dominator. You want to use an existing domain. You can just link an existing domain. You see where it says change your domain? You can actually link the domain that you already have. You have to make some changes to the settings, right? So let's say you purchase it at GoDaddy. You have to go to GoDaddy and then do some changes on the website, on the DNS settings of the website, right? And then you can come here and link it, right? That's one option to do it, right? If you already have one domain or two domains and then you want to use those domains, this is how you do it. Now, there's also another option where you can actually get domains within the investment dominator. Okay, so what's going to happen is we are going to purchase those domains for you. We're not going to be charging you for owning those domains. So really all you have to do is think what you want your domain to be called, and then we'll just get them for you. And then as long as you have the investment dominator, you are free to use those domains, right? So you're not going to be charged. You don't have to set them up. You don't have to do anything except think of what you want your domains to be called. We have to check that they are not taken, right? That they are available. And as long as they are available, we can get them for you, right? But let's say in the future you want to part ways with the investment dominator, but you want to take that domain with you. You will have to purchase those domains from us, and it is $100 transfer fee, and there's a minimum transfer period of 90 days. So just have that in mind from the beginning. If you want to just own them yourself from the get-go, you can go to GoDaddy, purchase those domains yourself, and then come and link them like I'm showing you. Just come back here, actions, change your domain, and then just get them. If you want to get them with the investment dominator, you don't want to deal with GoDaddy, you don't want to sign up for GoDaddy and all that stuff, we can actually help you get them right now by submitting the ticket. So if you go to help, submit a ticket, and just let us know what domains you want to get, right? Hey, I want to get this one for my buying and this one for my selling. So we'll be happy to check and help you get that set up, right? Yeah, in the future we'll have like that possibility that you do it yourself. So maybe so you don't have to open a ticket, but for right now we have the tickets as an option. Okay. But yet you do have to get the buying website, by the way. So again, this is a requirement because the website is going to be on the letters that you send. Remember, the options in which they can contact you is they can call your phone number, but they can also go to your website directly if they want to talk to you. Some people are shy on the phone. A lot of people, especially older people, will prefer to call you, right? But you want to have those two options, right? And then I'm going to continue going to my website because you do have a lot more configuration. I just talked about the domains, right? You have to get those. But once you get them, you have many options to change here. You can set up a logo for your website, right? So if I go here and then logo generator, I can generate a logo that's at the top left of my website. For example, I'm going to call it Louis Buys Land, right? I have the option to change the font. I can change the text, right? So let's say I want it to be in red. The text is an example, right? So you can see here is the logo. I can change the font. I didn't like that font very much. Yeah, that's a little bit better. I can add like an icon. So you see there's some different icons that you can choose to use. I think I like this one. No, wait. I think this one is cooler. The landscape outline. So I'm going to select that one, right? Okay. I can even change the color of the icon. I'm going to like go for a green one. I think a green will look good, right? You see it's in green. Maybe the red one wasn't the right choice, okay? I'm going to go for green as well, right? So this is my logo. I can change the width just so it's all in one. In one. It doesn't go to the second, right? So this would be my logo. So you see how simple I just created a logo in just like a minute. It was very simple, right? And of course, you can play with it a lot more than I did just now. But if you're happy with it, I'm just gonna click generate, and that will be my real logo on my website. Okay. Yeah. There we go. You see? Um, so if I go to my website, go to my buying website. Okay, I guess that's not. Let me just go to my website on my end. Just 1 second. I think the problem was here that it says false. I need to change that. So yeah, but basically this is going to be the logo for my website. I can change the title. So the title is what it says here. You see where it says Investment Dominator 2.0. If I wanted to say something else, right? By default, it's going to say I buy land, right? But you probably want to call it something about your company name, So, for example, I'm going to call it Luis Buys Land, right? You can change the description for your website, right? You can do a lot of changes. You can change the text. You can customize your website heavily, right? And you can even change the theme. So by default, you have like this theme. I think it looks pretty good. Most people just don't bother changing it, by the way. But you do have a lot of themes that you to select from, right? You have the 2.0, the legacy theme, but then you see how I have a bunch of themes here, different looks. Let's say I would like this one in red better. Or no, I'm going to go for the white because I think it will look good better with my logo. So I'm going to select that one. And then it changes the looks of my website completely, right? So you can even create your own. Let's say you have some web development knowledge, or you can like maybe get like a web developer to design you a specific theme for your website. You can actually do that and then just make your own unique look. But we do have like several options to choose from, so you don't have to feel like you're stuck with a specific look. And again, you can also customize. You can customize the text. You can customize, a lot of things. The logo. This is what you customize on the buying side. Now let's see what you customize on the selling side. It's pretty much the same thing, right? So you need to get the domain. So remember, you have to get two websites. You cannot use one domain for both. Okay. So some people request that. You don't want that anyway. You want to get your buying and your selling separate. Okay. You don't want to have only one domain you want to get, but you want to get two, and they're going to be separate websites, and it's better that way. So just get that second domain. You can get it here, or you can open up a ticket. We can help you purchase that domain for you. You have to get a logo for this as well. So you can see I don't have a logo here. I'm going to generate a logo real quick. Luis sells land. I'm not going to do a lot of here. I'm just going to do with a simple one here. Generate it. And that's it. And again, you can change the description. You can change the layout of the website. So this one, the selling site is a page of listings. All the properties you're selling at that point are going to be listed one after another, right? So if you like this type of layout with it's like a three at a time, or if you like a list view, you can choose which one you prefer, right? It's just a preference. You can change the title again. So for example, mine will be Luis sells land, right? You can change the description, and then property search, the text, all that stuff, and you can also change the theme, right? So again, you have a lot of customization here. This was managed 3 themes. You have the option to change the themes, the listings. So these are my properties that I'm selling right now. You're not gonna have any if you're not selling any properties, right? But this is how you manage them. You can actually change the order. For example, if you want this one to be at the top, you can move it. You can do all those changes here, right? And you can just drag them like this, right? So this is pretty much what I wanted to talk about in regards to the setup process, okay? So just to recap, we want to go to the profile section, right? And fill it out. We want to go to the buying company and the selling company settings here, right? And fill out all of that, all of this information. All of this is required by the so you can send letters, right? So you're going to really start your business. And you want to set up your websites. At the very least, the buying website you need to get a domain, and then you need to set up your website, and then you will be set up and actually be able to send those first letters, right? You could for now, before you finish setting up, you could get some records, right? You can import some records, but you cannot send them until after you set everything like I should show you, okay? So at this point, I will be happy taking any questions you may have today. I see one from Nancy. She said, I called the customer service last week. I was told to ask for your help. I want to try to integrate my free leads. All right, Nancy. So to import your records, right? You want to go to actions, and then research. So you want to go to research. So here, I'm just gonna go to the beginning, right? This is where when you first go into your investment dominator, it looks like this. I want to go to prospecting here on the left, okay? And then I want to head over to research. This section where it says research, I want to click on that. And then you see where it says find deals. I want to click on find deals. And then you see the option where it says import from our data service. That's the option to download the credits that you purchased, right? So everyone who's signed up for this, you may have gotten some free leads, right? Some bonus leads when you sign up for this program. This is where you come and you actually import and spend those leads, right? So it just varies how many you got, and just be careful, because once you import them, there's no refunds, okay? So this is something that's unfortunately very common, that they say, oh, I imported 1,000. I didn't know this was for real. I thought you could just delete them and you get them back. No, you want to make sure that these are records you want to actually import, right? You want to make sure that you have selected the right county, the right fields, the right, that everything is fine, right? So just to get back, so you have two options: import from the data service, which is the one you want to select, or from a CSV file. So if you have an external Excel spreadsheet, you can actually also import that one. But typically, you want to just use the data service. If you got free leads, you can have an event. So after you spend those free leads you got, if you want to import more records, right? What you will do is you will sign up for a add-on service, and then you can import. You can get like a set amount of leads every month, right? And there's different plans and pricing depending on how many leads you need. But yeah, that's how we do it. So I'm just going to leave that import from the data service. And then the next question, it will say you how many records you have available here, right? So however many you have, you will put them here. Next up is, would you like to load a criteria or generate a new list? You want to define a new criteria if it's the first time you are importing, right? So I'm going to leave that. And then all you have to do is select what state are you planning to import. Let's say I want from maybe Florida. Florida is a very popular state. And then which county. So it's divided by counties, right? So for selecting this, it's typically not done randomly. You want to actually go to the investment for the training you may have purchased. If you purchase the LPG 3.0, if you purchase the Quick Start, Jack does talks about selecting a county, which is very important. Everything builds off from selecting the right counties, right? So I want to just make sure that this is not just randomly importing, records and see if it works. There is some actually thought into selecting the counties, and I want you to know that. You want to go through the training before you do this. But if you have already gone to the training, you have selected specific areas that you want to import. This is how you do it. So let's say we want from Duval County, Florida, right? We have 14,000 records estimated that I can download. That doesn't mean you have to download all 14,000. You can choose how many you want, right? And then you basically, there's the standard filters. They're pretty good. You don't have to move anything. If you want to change anything, you will have to say no here and then just adjust the filters, right? Let's say I want to just have a certain acreage. I want just specifically big properties, for example, maybe over 100 acres, right? If I do that and then click on this button to refresh, the number should go down way down. So it's only 25 properties that are between 100 and 160 acres, right? So this is more advanced, but basically you have the options to change all of these filters, right? The market value, the APN, the zip codes. You can just, if you want to mail to specific zip codes, you have the option to just select this or to just ignore certain zip codes, right? That's just an example. The owner of record, you only want individuals, you can select that option, right? I don't want companies, or I'm okay with both. Owner occupied, all that stuff. So if you want to only the mailing city, so you have the all this information you can actually update. I'm not actually going to change anything. I'm just going to use the standard filters. I'm just happy with this, the standard filters that are just tailored for this business. I'm not going to bother changing anything. And all you have to do is click next here. And then I will tell you the default filters, what they are, right? And then I'll just click next, and it will tell me how many do I want to import. So I don't want to import all 14,000 right now, but maybe I'll import 50, right? Typically, you want to mail out more than 50, by the way, but I don't want to, do a big import. Typically, you want to mail, I don't know, like at least 500, right? But I'm just going to do 50 here, right? You have the option to tag these records. So, for example, I can create a tag. A very popular tag would be like the date. So today is the 6th of October, 2025, and then Duval, Florida. That could be a good tag. I'm just going to click add tag. And that way I know these records I imported on this day and they're from Duval, Florida, right? But you can just think of it as ways to organize the records that you have, right? This is just like a specific tag. You don't have to follow this, this tagging system. You can think of your own, but this is just like an option, right? Would you like to assign these records to a team member? If you're working by yourself, you don't have to change any of this. The properties records are not in a deal flow. Yes, I want to put them on the neutral letter deal flow. I want to send a neutral letter to all these people, right? The other option will be the blind offer. That's like a more advanced option where you just forego sending a neutral letter and then you send an offer, a blind offer straight away. That's a valid option. I would say that's like a more advanced option for because you can get really burned if you send like bad offers, right? So if you're brand new, I think like the LPG neutral letter method works best. And then you want to move to prospect and then just confirm. And that will get me the 50 records. That should get me the 50 records. So you can see I can view those records. It didn't seem to have added those records. But that's how you would do it. You can see I have a lot of records here. But yeah, this is how you do it. Nancy, I believe. Yes, Nancy. This is how you import your records. If you have any questions or issues, go over to the help section and then support tickets. Just, any questions, if it's related to this, if you're having issues importing records or any issue, just submit a ticket and then we'll be happy to help you, okay? Yeah. So the domain's different. I think Jory is helping me as well. Jory is, she is the usually takes care of these calls, but she had some problems, but she's here with us, helping answer some questions. Yeah, your domains can totally be different for your business name. It doesn't have to be anything related at all. Most people seem to prefer having it be related, right? So your LLC typically will match your email and your website name, your domain name, but it doesn't necessarily have to be, right? Yeah. What's the other one? Darlene, after setting up my websites, I started looking for properties by putting in a state and county. Investment Dominator then imported 10 leads into my list. How do I learn why Investment Dominator selected those properties? Darlene, these happened because you used the onboarding wizard. So when you went through the onboarding wizard, one of the first screens is a map of the US, right? And then you have to select any part of the US and it will get you 10 free leads. That's why it did not subtract from any leads that you may have purchased, with the plan when you sign up for. It just 10 leads on top of that, and that's why you have them in the system. But they're real properties, so you want to mail them in the future alongside with your first import. You should actually mail them because they're real properties, but that's why you got them. Okay. Oh, okay. So when I go and import properties, they are imported randomly. So do you remember when I went through it and it said I had 14,000 available? It just select out of the 14,000, I just imported 50. So you just got 10 out of the whatever number were available in the county you selected, right? I would also need a domain to be able to generate a letter. Yes, Nancy, you need to set the domain up, at least the buying website, because it is actually in the buying website. I mean, it's on the neutral letter. It's printed. So you want to actually be sure to finish setting up this, the profile section, your settings, and get that buying site domain. I will advise you to get both domains from the beginning. Get the buying site and get the selling site. just get it all over with from the beginning, right? How helpful to read the investment dominator manual? Very helpful, Frank. You want to go to help, and then you want to go to the user guide. This we have hundreds of articles. We have a get started training guide, and then you can go through the training here. We also upload these calls, so this call will be uploaded later this week to this place as well, right? So or maybe you want to check the last week's or the previous week's calls as well. You can access them through this training as well. Okay, but yeah, this helps a lot. You see how we have various articles on all the different things you can do with the system. So yeah, I would recommend you go through this as well, and search any you can try searching for it first, and if not, going through the training, right? How do we import based on the Betty number? Well, Darlene, what you would do with Betty is, so if, for everyone that doesn't know, Betty is a company, or it's a score, and they are scored by a company called Reworked.AI. This company, what they do is they score a property based on how likely it is you get a deal from this property, right? So they use AI tools to figure out how good a property is, pretty much. What you would do if you want to use this option, we have an integration with Reworked.AI, the Betty score. What you would do first, Darlene, is you first have to import the records. You cannot import a record with the number. You first import the records, and then when I have these records, I have a thousand reworked. Let me check. Reworked.ai. You will then get all of these records rated, right? You will send these records to rework the AI, and then they will be sent back with an actual number. They will rate each of the records that you send to them for a price that they charge per lead. So if you send 1,000, it may cost, like, I think, I don't have the number, but I think it's like 6 cents per lead, maybe. They will rate them, and then you will only send the records that have a high enough score. Typically, over 100 score is a really good record, and you only want to send out those. The ones that are rated under 100, you want to not send. The idea is you only send out to the good records. The bad records, you don't delete, but you don't send them to the people. You just keep them in the system, but just don't send them. Right? That's the idea. One second. Yeah, Jory just put how to integrate the Reworked.AI into the investment dominator. It's this article. I will advise you to look it up, Darlene. Sign up for the service if you are interested, and then if you have any questions, just submit a ticket, and we'll be sure to help you get set up. Okay. Oh, Jacob said, and Charlotte, they asked the same thing. How do I find a calculator for offers? All right. So if I go to actions, wait, I think, let me check here. Yes. So first I have to go into my property. Okay. I have to go, let's say I want to make a calculate an offer for this property. Then I want to go to actions here at the top right. And then we want to go to calculate offer / option. Right. And then you can actually calculate, set up the offer here. So this is based on the market value of the property. Typically, you want to actually go to make comparable properties, find comparable properties so you can come with a better price than the default market value. But yeah, you can basically set the offer amount here. You want to start with the lowest amount usually. And then, so the offer amount limit, it starts from 49,000. That will be the low offer. And the high offer will be 73,000. you typically want to go towards the lower side, and then so you can improve an offer. So let's say they don't accept the first time, you can send an improved offer. But if you start from the 73,000, you cannot. It's not suggested that you offer more than this, right? So that's why you typically start with the lower end of the offer suggestion, and then you just confirm, and that will set up the offer amount to $49,000, and then you can actually mail the record out. So if I generate the document and then I send the offer, it will say $49,000. So if I just download this offer agreement here, you see how it says $49,000? It's that easy, right? And the other thing you can do is you can do the property IQ. So this is the new AI thing that everyone is so excited about, right? Everyone is really excited to use the property IQ. I will copy the APN here, and hopefully it will work. Sometimes there are issues with the way the APN is typed, right? So you see how sometimes it doesn't have dashes. What I want to go is go to wizards and then property IQ. And then I need to look up this APN, right? Ooh. Yeah, everyone is talking about the land IQ, right? The property IQ. You have two ways to go through it. Yeah, you can go through here, the property IQ, and then the land IQ is on the student portal, right? If somebody calls in, how do I track what they say so I can reference it later? So that you want to go to the Open Phone app. If you are using the Open Phone, I think that you can get the conversation in text.
Is there a way, Luis, to actually, like a normal CRM, like track conversations and things like that? Is that part of the deal flow? Again, I'm still trying to learn this. I'm about 3 weeks in, but
Mm.
are we? Because I'm starting to. I did my first campaign, and they are starting to have calls come back, and I'm trying to like track who's called me within Investment Dominator. Is there a way to do that?
Who's calling you? Well, yes. Every time they call you, you're going to make a new offer request. You're going to go through the new offer request questionnaire, and basically you will ask them the same questions every time. Is this APN correct? Let me show you just in a second how to do that. Okay.
Okay, perfect.
Let me finish this. So when I went to the same property IQ for this property, remember when it says $122,000 was the price, the assess value, but then through these AI, we can see that the value is just way off. You see how it's $800,000? So it's a lot more expensive. So with this, I can figure out that the assessed value was way off from the actual estimated value. Now my offer will vary a lot. So that's why we want to do the research and not take the market value that's on the property for granted, because it can be way off depending on the county and the state, right? So now I have way more information on this property thanks to this property IQ analyzer, right? And then you can ask it more questions, right? The benefits, all of this questions. You can ask it specific questions as well. So yes, this is really exciting. The property IQ, I think this is going to be a game changer for everyone, and it just makes things a lot easier, right? And then you can see the map, the properties that have been comparably sold within the last 12 months and just a 3-mile radius, right? So there you go. And then what's nearby, amenities. So this is how you want to to calculate the offers, Jacob. Just to finish this, you want to go through the property IQ, figure out the real estimated value of the property, and then make an offer based off of this estimated value. Okay. Now, to answer the last question, I'm sorry, I didn't catch who was asking me about the offer request. So we should have an offer request here. Unfortunately, I don't think this is on this the 2.0 yet. So I will have to switch to legacy for now. Unless I'm wrong, Jerry, just let me know if I'm wrong. But I think you got to land at a new offer request, and then you fill out this form. So basically, you're gonna talk to this person and say, "Hey, do you have the reference number that I sent on the letter or the envelope?" If they have it, just put the number here, and it will load up the property. Let's say it's the number is 1,000. Then it will find the property. You know, this guy's. Are you this the owner? Are you Kenneth Williams? You know, is the property owned by the company? You will just go through each of these fields to confirm that you have the most accurate information into your system, so you can actually do the research and come up with a good offer that is accurate to the property, right? So you will go through all of this. You know, the acres. You know, all of that information. You will go through and make sure that it's accurate, right? Maybe it does have electricity. You know, that's why you want to go through each of these questions, and then the call notes will be if there's any additional information that's not that doesn't fit in this. You can just add like a note of what they said, and then when you finish processing this, it will actually move the property, and then it will update it will update the property with the information we just went through with the caller, and it will be moved to the status of pending preliminary research, right? So if I go to pending preliminary research, the property it was 1,000. This was Kenneth Williams. It got moved to this correct status because now we are going to be making an offer to this person, right? So that's how it works. That's why you have already called this guy, because the record got moved and got the updated information. If that makes sense. Does that help?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes, perfect. Thank you.
Yeah, and I have to say we are working to implement this in the 2.0. I know that that's why we don't have the full release. We haven't closed the legacy version. All right.
So I did actually, Luis, I did find it in the 2.0 that's a similar. If you
Okay.
actually pull up the document,
Could
I
you
can
tell
walk you
me?
through it just to see if this is the same thing. Yeah. So if you pull up one,
Okay, I'll go to prospects. Let's say this guy calls me. And I hope and maybe it's me. I just haven't fun it out. It's
well,
not.
I think it's a recent update because it wasn't there even a few days ago, I don't think. I don't know. I don't know where, or maybe I just wasn't finding it. But a lot of the things that were in what you just showed me are here. So if you pull one up,
Uh-huh,
and then if you go to owner at the top,
uh-huh.
here's all the questions. So it asks the questions under contact. And then
Okay.
if you go
Yeah.
to
Yeah. Yeah.
interest,
Yeah. Yes. Of course. You can change. Yeah. The only thing is that the other one had like initial. Hey, do you have the number? So it's kind of a little bit more convenient with the questionnaire. But yeah, you can actually update all of this information as well here. Yeah.
yeah, so it's all there. But yeah, I do like the questionnaire. So if they add that to 2.0, that would be nice.
Of course. Yeah. I'll be sure to bring it up. And maybe it's somewhere and I didn't know about it, but I need to actually ask the team. Now, Lila, yeah, I think we have to end the call right now. We're 10 minutes out. But Hannah, we are going to put this replay on the user guide. So if you go to help and then the user guide, the user guide, you can search for the calls here. I'm going to search 2025. You see, these are the last two calls. I'm going to add this call, later this week, okay? And then the tasks you need to use for the legacy. Yeah, I think that's one of them. I think the reworked AI is still not implemented. I'm not entirely sure what else is missing. But our dev team is really working on bringing the 2.0 and making it better. There are exclusive things to the 2.0 that are not in the legacy as well. So the 2.0 is actually better in many things. So that's just I just want to highlight that. I think we have gone. I have gone on long enough. Thank you so much for everyone who joined and stayed to the end. Thank you so much. We hope to see you next week. And if you have any questions between now and next week, you don't want to wait till next week. Just submit a ticket. We'll be more than happy to answer your questions. All right. Well, have a great day, night, everyone. Thank you so much for joining, and thanks for joining. Bye.